Good morning. So this is going to be our second video of solving inequalities. So now, the first one we did 1 or 2 steps. Now we're going to add some extra steps in there. So we're going to go ahead and get started. All of the rules are the same. It's just like solving an equation. However, now when you have the inequality symbol, the only thing you have to remember is to flip the symbol if you divide or multiply by a negative. So let's go ahead and get started right away. So the first example here, we're going to do 8 is less than 4 times 7x plus 3 in parentheses. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to distribute the 4. So I'm going to bring the 8 down is less than, and then I'm going to distribute the 4. So 4 times 7 is 28x, and 4 times 3 is plus 12. Now I'm going to get x by itself, so I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides, and I get negative 4 is less than 28x. And I'm going to divide by 28 on both sides. So now I have negative 4 over 28. So I know that 4 goes into both of those, so if I divide by 4 on both top and the bottom, I end up with negative 1 over 7 is less than x. And that's okay to get a fraction. That's okay. All right, just simplify it and keep it like that. Okay? So let's go ahead and do another one. Number 2, let's do negative 8x plus 2x minus 16 is less than negative 5x plus 7x. Okay? So we have negative 8x plus 2x, which is going to give us negative 6x minus 16 is less than, I have negative 5x plus 7x, which gives me 2x. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides, and so I get negative 6x minus 2x, which gives me negative 8x. Minus 16 is less than 0. So remember, even though those cancel, we're still left with 0. Now I'm going to add 16 to both sides, and I get negative 8x is less than 16. Divide by negative 8. This is the important part. When I divide by that negative, I have to flip my symbol around. So I now have x is greater than negative 2. Have to flip that symbol, especially because we divided by that negative 8. Don't forget that step. Another example. Let's go ahead and throw some 6 minus 4 times 6n plus 7 is greater than or equal to 122. Okay? All right, so first we're going to distribute that negative 4. So we have 6, negative 4 times 6n is negative 24n. Negative 4 times 7 is negative 28 is greater than or equal to 122. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to combine these two. So we have 6 and negative 28. So I have negative 24n, and then 6 minus 28 gives me negative 22 is greater than or equal to 122. Now I'm going to undo this subtraction of 22, so I'm going to add 22 to both sides, and I get negative 24n is greater than or equal to 144. Divide by negative 24 on both sides. I'm dividing by a negative, so I need to make sure I flip the sign. So I'm going to do that first, flip the symbol. I end up with n is less than or equal to, that one I might need to use my calculator on here. (144) divided by 24 is 6. So this becomes negative 6. We have n is less than or equal to negative 6. Okay. Let's go ahead and do another one. So I wanted to cover this one. We have 2x plus 5 divided by 3 is greater than 4x. So remember, with this fraction, we want to get rid of the 3 on the bottom first. So we're going to multiply both sides by 3. That cancels these out. So I'm left with 2x plus 5 on top is greater than 4x times 3 gives me 12x. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. So I get 5 is greater than 10x. I'm going to divide by 10 on both sides, and I get 1/2 is greater than x. Okay. So the fraction ones, don't be nervous about it. Remember, it's just division. To undo division, we multiply. Okay. Last example I want to show you, and then I'm going to give you some to try on your own. So if we have -3 times x plus 2 in parentheses is greater than or equal to -69 minus 12x. First thing I'm going to do is distribute. Take care of my parentheses. So I have -3 times x, which gives me -3x. -3 times 2 gives me -6. Is greater than or equal to -69 minus 12x. Now I'm going to add 12x to both sides. So I get -3x plus 12x, which is 9x, minus 6 is greater than or equal to -69. I'm going to add 6 to both sides, and I get 9x is greater than or equal to -63. Divide by 9, and I get x is greater than or equal to -7. Remember, the only time you flip the symbol is if you divide or multiply by a negative number, not if the answer comes out negative. Okay, only if you divide or multiply. All right, these 3 problems you need to try on your own. You're only going to get points for these notes. Okay, for these 3 problems. If you don't have them completed, you will not get all your points for your notes. So the first one I want you to do is 6x plus 2 is less than or equal to 2x plus 6. The second one I want you to do is 6 times 5 minus 4x in parentheses is less than or equal to 3x. And the third one is 9 is less than 5x plus 2 divided by 3. Okay, I'll put these within the assignment as well so that you can see them if you can't see them up here. But in order to get your notes, you have to do these 3 problems and have answers for them. Okay, so if you don't understand what I just did, if I went through it too fast, please make sure you go rewatch, ask questions, because your activity on Friday will depend on this.